I did not even. Oh. All right. All right. Yes, please mute so long. Mute yourself on the um on Google. Mm, um welcome everyone. Apologies for being so late. Technical errors. Um sure. What we will get it right, right? We will get it right. Thank you, thank you. Good evening, good evening. Say hi in the chat. Send me a if you are here on the live, send me a hi, a hand, a hello, just so I can see who is here tonight. So we are live. We are live. Let me just check here. All right. Tandy is in the house. Karen is in the house. Benita is in the house. All the ladies. Where is the men? Also, give a like to this live while we are waiting for a moment. Okay. So let's start. Welcome everyone. Super excited for this live webinar where we're going to break down the trades of this week. What a week! Oh my word, what a week! What a week! Right. So, without further ado, let me go to the chart. Mm. Let me just probably wait. Okay, so how it's going to work tonight, the live webinar, the first 30 minutes we are going to spend on me breaking down all the trades we took from Monday to Thursday, and we will discuss it a bit. And then the last 30 minutes, I will bring a special guest, one of the traders in the community. She's been with me since 3 years, for 3 years now. And then we will bring her on um, to chat a bit about her journey. And yeah, so welcome, welcome for those. I see more people popped up. Say hi, give us a hand, say you are here. Let's see who's here tonight. All right. So, like I said, we're going to look at the trades we took this week. What a week, right? So, the first Monday was the 13th, and I will go all the way back to Monday, 13th of July. Da-da-da. Okay. Now, the strategy that we're trading based on a breakout. We first wait for a break of structure, we wait for pullbacks, and then we wait for rejection at the area where price pulled out. But the first thing we have to identify is overall what is the direction of the market, right? So we could see from Monday onwards, and we know by now that gold has been in this downtrend, right? It's been trending downwards, but we also notice that gold is sitting at this area, and if we go all the way back to previous price action, even into the history, we can see that this is a very pivotal area of resistance where price came to that and bounced off. And even again here, once it came down to the support area and it bounced off, came down, and multiple times we see it consolidating at this area. This is now on a daily time frame. So yes, the direction of the market is bearish overall. It's an overall bearish structure. But when we came to the market on Monday, I'm going over to the lower time frames now. So I just want to fast forward quick to the 13th, which was Monday, and then the time that we came to the market, that was around 7, right? So we then saw that this previous low is right there. If we bring it all the way back, this is the trade I actually sent out based on the support on Monday. So I just want to show you what happened here on Monday, right? When we went to the lower time frame, now this trade was based off a support area. And a lot of things I learned this week. I am not perfect, and I also learned things that I asked myself, like, what did we miss on Monday, and why did price move the way it did? Because remember, on Monday we got hit, stop loss got hit twice, because we re-entered also, and our stop loss got hit, and then what happened afterwards? The market moved to our TP1 and TP2 after later in the day. So let's go to the first um like year at 7 a.m. The first image I sent you was when price was doing this, right? When we got that break on the 15 minute. There we go. So I was waiting for that, this green candle. And remember, I said we're waiting for price to pull back because the idea was once it broke right here, we know we're waiting after break, we're waiting for the pullback. And then we got in at 40, or was it 4060? 4060 was supposed to be our entry, and then our stop loss was around 4054. And that also I want to address tonight. It was a 51 pip stop loss that I gave you. So that is what actually happened. So here we saw, yes, the market broke a 15-minute, but I'm going to show you now a 15-minute, based on a 15-minute break, price came back into our zone, started moving after it hit a stop loss. Remember, and that's why when it started to give us another green candle like that, that's where the re-entry happened. Because it hit stop loss, but then it re-entered again. Triggered our entry again, as you can see, came back. But check the zone. So the zone, now price is right into the zone. And that in itself, I should have given up. The I should have just said, guys, we don't re-enter, because it is on a 15-minute break in structure. So I want you to learn from these trades as well, and not just like, yes, we took a loss, but why did we lose? So check what happened. Now, this is what I'm showing you here is on a 5 minute. But the reason why I kept holding on to this idea is based on the higher time frame. So I'm going to go to the 1 hour and show you something. So check here. So all of this that was happening here was weeks on the 1 hour. Because eventually that 1 hour started to move up. So what happened here is, on the lower time frame, we were stuck in this consolidation here, right? Our entry was probably right here but price pulled back and stopped us out multiple times. Now, days like this, it is extremely, you see here on the 15-minute even, we took this trade based on this 15-minute. It came back, hit the stop loss here once, and it dropped all the way down. And our job was to protect. We were supposed to bring the stop loss closer. And in the after effect, when I now reviewed the trades, I was looking at this and I said to myself, we could have had a stop loss of 30 pips around here, just below this candle. After it wicked out, if your entry was here, your stop loss could have been right here and not all the way down here. Right here, because they not based on the zone, but based on these candle bodies. Remember, you can, to be safe, you can move the stop loss closer to protect your capital or cut your losses early. So that is what one I did that wrong on Monday. We could have brought the stop loss a bit closer, because this was only based off a 15-minute break and not a 1 hour. And normally we wait for a 1 hour break with the 15-minute to give us that confirmation and strong momentum. But when we were stopped out. But remember, I said this trade idea started at the 1 hour support, overall support, and this was the support. Remember, I said with these two tapping, and you can see here afterwards, this was 7-8. Let's go to the lower time frame again. And now you start seeing how it's playing around here. It's showing that it's breaking down, breaking these lows, but then it's moving up again. So consolidate, and then it started breaking out again. Right there. And our TP1 was around, I think at 4080, if I'm not mistaken. So 4080, and I wanted to show you how price reacted after that. So it reached 4080 and it dropped all the way down again. So even if the trade played out, it didn't go to TP2, but these are also the days that we will have to take what the market gives us, because that from the entry at 4060, but we will speak about taking profit on the next trade, 190 pips from there. But yet again, I do admit the stop loss was a but 4054 was a bit big, right? So what we will do next is we will only wait for trades that the 1 hour structure and the 4 hour 1 hour structure and 15-minute give us a solid break. So the reason why we always get like trades that can run is when we based it off a 1 hour break and not just a 15-minute. Now we see the wicked us out multiple times at before it then shot up. But also this was news week. There was such a lot of news coming out in this week. But yeah, this was now Monday's trade, right? So our stop loss got hit on Monday, and we ended up not making money on Monday. So Monday was a losing day. I'm just going to fast forward quickly so we can go to Tuesday. Tuesday was the 14th. Okay, I'm going too fast now. Right. So now I want us to look at the overall structure first, right? So okay, I see a few people, more people has joined. Let's see. Again, for Tuesday, right? We are still going in, we are in a downtrend, overall downtrend. But what do we see here? This is a strong resistance. If I even, right. So price been sitting here for a while. Look at all these weeks. It moved up and then it came back down again. So the very day on the 14th, that was around, I think around 7. Now this day, check here. So the same sitting at a support, right? Wicking off multiple times on the 1 hour. But if I'm zooming in, right, first need to go back to 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is the time when we came to the market. This is what we saw. And the first thing I noticed is this high here, this previous lower high. If I zoom out, you can see lower low, lower higher low, lower high, sorry, lower high, lower low, coming all the way down, sitting here. And what do we notice here? This is the high on a 1 hour. This is on the 1 hour. So this trade I sent out was, then I went to the 15-minute. And what do we see there? A strong, this candle is not just breaking, or it didn't just break and stop, it actually closed above. Agree. So now we're talking. So here is our zone, and that is where we entered. We entered at, my entry I gave was 4019, and the stop loss, let me just check. Okay. So the stop loss here, I think we had a stop loss of 4014, if I'm not mistaken, or 16. Was it 14 or 16? If you can help me with that, I am not so sure. Let me just check. You can type if you know what the stop loss was for that day, type it into the comments. Also, while we are on it, what can you type in the comments for me? Did you use a stop loss on this trade? Did you put in your stop loss? Yes or no? Say yes, stop loss, no stop loss. In the comments for me. I just want to see something. So I think on Tuesday, let me go back to our Tuesday trade. So our Tuesday, I'm gonna read it for you. Our entry was right at 40919 and our stop loss was at 4014. So it was 14, TP1 was 4033, so 14. Okay, again, this is what I would do differently. So according to our trade on Monday, trade idea was a buy again right at 4014, let me go there, was the stop loss, right? But can you see how many pips it is from 4019? 51 pips again. Why didn't I bring the stop loss a little bit closer to 4116? Again, something that I can definitely do differently, because I realized that with the volatility, we will have to adjust our stop losses. That was a really big stop loss also. And check what happened. Remember, this 15-minute candle really played with us. It took a, like when you're watching the chart and you're looking at that 15-minute candle not breaking out, it is nerve-wracking. Looking at it now from the, like in hindsight, you would think that it was an easy trade because it played out to our TP1, right? Remember how it played out to TP1? But let me know, how was your experience in that trade? Comment, send us, what were you fearful? Were you calm? Who was calm during this 15-minute trade? Because remember, this candle here, it was moving for 15 minutes up and down before it actually started to break out. We sat there for a whole 15 minutes, and it looked like it wanted to come down, but eventually closed right there in the next candle. So let me know. Yes, calm. Yes, panic. Panic, calm, or yeah, panicking or calm. What was your mindset like, or your emotions like in this trade on Tuesday? I'll wait for the comments. Thank you for those who said yes, stop loss, yes, stop loss. All right, that's good. I can see you actually using your stop losses. That is good risk management. All right. So no one wants to say how they felt during this trade because they can't remember, maybe. Right. So what happened on, so this today it was a win. But why was this a win? That is for me important. It's not just the fact that that we win. When price hit 4030, I said to you guys, take some profits off. I remember when it hit 4030, and I think you probably were confused, thinking, why would she say that? Like, it's not at the TP where what she gave us a 4033 TP, and she's saying now, yeah, take some profits off. The reason why I did that, first thing, if you check on this tool, from the entry, if you entered around year, even year at 420, that would have been already 100 pips from there. From if you entered around there, it would have been 100 pips already. To be honest, at the moment of the putting it, I'm scared to look at the chats. Was nervous. Yes, yes, yes. I like I like that because you are so real. You're being real. You're being authentic, and that is was I was fearful and nervous the same time. Exactly. Okay, so I feel like I'm not alone. I am not alone. We are experiencing this together. Even though I know the strategy work, I know that price broke. It could just go up, but it could also come back to our stop loss, you know. So that 15-minute played so much on our emotions. But imagine you were too scared and you closed there and you missed out on all of that, right? So thank you guys for participating. That is so real, right? And what I want to do, I want to show you something. What made this trade different, guys? And you know the answer. I'm on the 1 hour now. There was a 1 hour break. This green candle right there, you can see that 1 hour candle. It's a small body candle, but look to your left, and you'll notice that this high. If I zoom now out, look, we're trading from the support, and it broke this high. And also, while we are in the trade, I always watch the 4 hour. So you check the 4 hour. This is the 4 hour. So what do you see here? Can you see where the trade idea came from? It came from a higher time frame perspective, because we're not just trading randomly from a level. We're not just taking a buy because there's a green candle. We look to the left and we consider the historical price action. So what I taught you about support and resistance, this was like basic support and resistance knowledge. So we're buying from a support if there's no indication that the price wants to break. So we went to the 1 hour. Check here. So the 1 hour right there, what gave us the confirmation when we came to the market at 6 7, that 7 o'clock closing candle was a strong bullish candle. Not just that, but it closed above this high right here. If there was no high, then that would have been, and that was also I think the 15-minute, same thing. So, in why did this trade win versus the Monday trade? There was an actual break in structure on the 1 hour and an actual break in structure on the 15-minute. But also notice this pullback here. This pullback was one candle, but what gave us the confirmation is the rejection. So that the way it's rejecting, that's why when you enter, obviously while the market is moving, I'm watching to see how far price is coming down before we get in. So normally I would even go as low as the 5 minute to see the pull, how far the pullback is coming into our zone. And once I start seeing a green candle, that's why I said to you, as soon as it reads 4019 right there, we can enter if the market, because also looking to the left here, these you see the week, this week, there is a 90% chance that the pullback will come and retest the previous highs. So that's why our entry was right there. But we could tweak our stop loss a bit. Remember, I said stop loss we always want to have. This is a breakout candle. We want to have the stop loss at least below the breakout candle. So, because then we know if the breakout candle gets invalidated, the market move lower than that breakout candle, then that means that the trade, the bias is changing, because now it means price then wants to come down. Right. Let's go quick to the Wednesday trade. I don't want to be too long on this one because I really want to speak about the losses. And we took 3 losses this week, which it was a that was one of my it was a bad week in terms of what we normally get, but also there was a lot of news. It was just not the week for us to we were wicked out. We were stopped out, we were manipulated, liquidity was grabbed also. And this is on the 14th. Okay, on the 15th, let me just stop it there. Okay, again, same thing. You will notice I always go back to the daily before I show you the day, because this matters. Finding the direction matters for the day. Then you try to build up a strong bias for your analysis. So you look at various things. Again, now this day, I don't, I think we should have stayed out. Yes, I agree with Karen. She told me, um, like, look at this. What happened here? We were basically sitting in a consolidation, right? But let me go to the trade I sent on Wednesday. So, first question, did I wait for a full break on Wednesday? My entry was, I'm just looking at my entry quickly. My entry was around, just a moment. All right. So my entry that I gave you was around 4033, and then the stop loss was 4028, right? So 4033 was, let's see where that was. Okay. Oh yeah. Remember when we came to the market? This is how it looked. And I said to you, I still have a bullish bias. I think this day, first thing was the solid break in structure. Let me just cut it to where we started. Actually, this was the trade I sent you. The entry should have been 4033. I jumped the gun and I said get in as soon as this green candle started moving. And we had a very, what was that stop loss now? Was 4028. So 4028 was here, right? 47, okay, it wasn't so bad. 433, 47 stop loss. But check here, that was the first break. Now, first stop loss got hit, right? But I realized why we didn't wait for a full break, right? Because again, I was paying attention to these wicks rejecting off on the 1 hour, and on the 4 hour, we were actually sitting in a previous demand. Thus, you can see it stepping out in a previous demand, right? So then you can see how it's on a higher time frame, how it's forming a morning star pattern, right? On the 4 hour, and it's clearly showing and indicating this happened later in the day. So after we took a liquor loss on this, it was annoying to see, because then I realized we are stuck. We took an entry right there, stop loss got hit. It even came down, and I think some of it tried maybe to sell, try to see, okay, no, maybe it's going down. But the reason why I was not going to sell on this day is clearly 1 hour is, these rejections are strong rejections. And when it comes from a strong bearish momentum like this, and it's starting to consolidate, you must know that the market is ready, making itself ready to move up. It's a sign of a change in direction, a change in character. So this was news. Yes, it was news. But remember what we were stuck in this on Wednesday. So after it didn't, so after I saw like, okay, it sat in this consolidation for a while since the morning when we entered around here, and our stop loss got hit, and then finally it broke out around, you can see that it's 2:30, because that exactly is when news came out. So again, like, it was annoying. Let me know, did you let me know in the chats, did you increase your lot on this day, on the Wednesday? Because we took a loss on the Tuesday. No, we took a win. Sorry, we took a win. So we came from a win. Let me know, was your lot size the same? So let me know in the comments, was the lot size you used the same, or did you change your lot size? You don't have to say whether it was high or low. Just say changed it or it was the same. I would like to see something quickly. On this trade on Wednesday, remember when there was when the consolidation and the breakout happened later in the day, there was the news. Okay, the same. Thank you, Tande. That's good. Now, if you went in crazy with lot sizes during this week, I know you're probably very mad at me, you're very angry at me, you probably want to choke me, because you probably lost more money than usual. I did also lose. I think I lost about plus minus 4,500 for the week. But I also went in lower, because normally what happens after a, a, a win trade, we get confident. So while we are on that topic, um, let's see the last trade for Thursday. Again, remember, for this trade here, and this is what we will do on Monday next week. When we entered, there was no break. There was no break-in structure on the 15 minute. There was no break-in structure on the 1 hour. So maybe we should actually wait for that break-in structure. I must say, I do feel present in the morning when it is early, because normally our trades would hit from 7 to 8, but what we notice now, we see it's moving between 8 and 9 now. It's starting to get momentum between 8 and 9. So maybe we will be patient this week. I'll check the structure better, and I will definitely use this past week learnings to implement it in our trading for this coming week. So that was for Wednesday, and then the last trade yesterday. um I wanted to show you this, guys. Actually, before we go to yesterday's trade, do you see where it broke out? You see where it broke out. So our zone is still at the right place. We entered at, so it's nothing to do with our entry, right? It's just the time when we entered. So we have to wait for a break in structure. We have to wait for it to come back and grab all that liquidity. As we can see, price came all the way down, and then this that was around at the evening side. It went all the way up, but this was a good trade to take because it was after a pullback. So the first trade we took, there was no breakout, no pullback. But sorry, you can see the market always followed this type of pattern, right? All right. So yeah, let's get to it. I only have like 5 minutes left to go through the next trade quickly. The Thursday trade, just give you a nice breakdown of the Thursday trade. So the Thursday trade, again, where did we start? We started like right here on no, it's a little bit more. Ooh, and what did we see? What happened? So on Thursday evening, or not Thursday, was it Thursday evening? Wait, I'm a bit ahead of myself here. I will bring you up now. I will bring you up now. So yeah, again on Thursday. Wow, how was this trade for you? So we traded off a support again, and we look to enter at 4032. So 4032 was around here. So let me just see lower time frame. Again, based off a support. So this week's trade was mostly the trades I sent out was based on a support, but we didn't wait for a break in structure. So this was at 7. Remember this candle here, and that gave us 4032. I was waiting as soon as this candle started breaking above. I told you we're gonna get in. It was still looking good for us until I think our stop loss for this trade was around, and it was still moving at around 4062 4026. You are right, thank you so much, Tandy. So 4026, and this was right beneath these candles, so it was a good stop loss according to structure. And then it got hit, right? It got hit, and then it started to look like it wants to move up again, but then check there. So it showed us signs that it wants to push up, and then what happened? This was now on a smaller time frame, and then it just pulled back for no reason. So sitting here, tapping again, and then later in the day, it didn't even go to TP1. I think this was also sitting here on the 1 hour. If I remove this, you can see what is happening here. On the 1 hour, price suddenly started to then reverse on us. So this was a complete wrong. We lost on this trade. Afterwards, this happened, trade breakout, break through the support. Remember, I said the morning, we're taking this trade based off the support, and the support got invalidated at 2 p.m. the evening in the New York season. All right, so we will check again next live of on based on the trades that we're going to take. Okay, now I'm gonna bring I'm going to bring on our special guest. Where is he? Hmm. Hi Karen, can you hear me? What what link is that? Can you hear me? Hello. Let me know. Okay, how do you mute? I can't hear you. That's the thing. I can't hear you now. I think you just so you muted on, don't mute yourself on the Google Meet. Oh, and your video is also off. Okay. I think you must can you perhaps just log out, just stop your YouTube, just go out of YouTube and just stay on the Google Meet. Is it possible? I think she's losing connection. Ah, I didn't want that to happen. Um, I think she's, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I think yes, it is definitely on. Can you try to maybe just log out of the YouTube? Maybe just go off the YouTube and then you just stay on this live webinar and then try and put your camera on, please. All right, perfect. So now I can hear you, but I can't see you. Okay, it's probably. All right, no worries, Karen. No, I'm giving you another second. We can't see you. You are on the live, but we can't see you. Mm. Let me stop sharing and then retry and share. I'm gonna try and share you again. Oh no, wrong. No, we still. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. So in the chats, please, guys, let us know if you experience. Can you see Karen? Can you hear Karen? If there is okay, I can see you. I'm just not sure if they can see you. Sanai, can you indicate to me maybe if you can see Karen? Oh yeah, so say hi to the people, Karen. Okay, cool. Um, so okay, now you disappear again. Let me just bring you up again. Uh, come on, work. Hmm. And I can't hear you. I can hear you and I can see you. Hmm. Let's try something else. Okay, guys. So, I'm gonna try and bring Karen up now. This is such a vital conversation that we need to have, and now this these things happen. Yeah, and they saying they can't hear you. Can you hear now? Okay, they can see now. They can't hear you. Talk again. Talk quickly. Okay, I'll let you know now if. Okay, I will let you know now whether they can hear you. It's gonna be a problem because it seems like when I unmute you, then can we go out of this link, Karen, and then log in again? Yes, there's a link. No? Okay. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do? She is unmuted, but you can't hear on your side because we're using a Google link. But I will. What I'm gonna do now? Just give me a moment. I told her now to go out of the link, and then we're gonna rejoin on her side. I can hear her, and she can. I can hear and I can see her. But for some reason it doesn't pull through to YouTube. Let me just um, just give us a minute. It's such a important. It's gonna work. We're doing it the same way we did with William, though. We did it last week with William, so I don't understand why. We did it the same, like the same way. Thank you, Mimi. But I use the same approach. I'm just gonna try again quickly. I think I might be in a different browser. That's why that could be, and I'm trying that now to see. Maybe it is because I'm in a different browser. Um, so I'm in again. I'm gonna bring it up now and just let me know. And then, if not, then we will have to reschedule and maybe make it for the next shame for the next live. Karen, are you here? Karen, are you now in the live? All right, she's joining. Can now let's talk quickly. Let me hear.
Hi, can you hear me? I can't see you yet.
You can't see me yet.
Yeah,
You'll see me now.
I'm still busy.
Yeah,
Okay,
you will
I
see
can
me
see
now.
you now. Yeah, yes, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can everybody hear me?
I'm not sure. I'm asking now for if everyone can hear. Can you? Red. They can hear. That's good
Okay.
news. Oh,
Okay.
thank God. Thank you, Lord. I do apologize for this. I do apologize. Oh, it's outside of my control.
And we must go so quick now because I'm just scared I'm also going to lose connection because I think there's something wrong on my side as well.
It
Because
is
earlier I had to refresh every time to
okay.
get connected.
Okay. Okay, fine. We forget about all this. We pray that everything will go smooth now. So everyone, welcome. This is Karen. She's in the group. You probably seen her being very much active, chatting, and Karen's joined us since 2023. She did a full mentorship and then she joined our private trade idea group as well. Also, um, yeah, Karen, we're gonna just jump right into it. So you know what it is all about tonight, right? So I'm just going to ask
Yes.
you to share a bit your trading journey. Um, for instance, what were the biggest changes that help you to become a consistent, profitable trader?
Okay, for me, the biggest changes is risk management. If you are newbie, we don't always think about that and think about the impact that have. So risk management, adjust my risk as the market changes. Does not matter if I have a big or small account. I also check whether there's certain weeks where it's like tricky. So I will adjust my risks according to what the market is and the way I look at it. I do not overtrade. I also check my number of positions because that is also that we need to consider.
Mm.
Maralia made the risk management part of the training and she requests that you complete the risk management plan that suits you. And that is what I like. A training, when she always make, because when I went back, I could see risk management was part of a plan. And once you are a newbie, you don't always look at that as serious as you should. So that was one of the biggest changes for me, to make sure that my risk management is in plan and to change it according to how I feel comfortable, if I can put it that way.
All right. So put it in the chat. What did you take away from that first? What did she say? What was the most important thing that made her a profitable trader? I'm giving you a 1 minute. I'm coming back. All right. So while they're typing, Karen, I wanted to also share with us what would you share with traders who what would your advice be to the traders who struggle with discipline and with emotions in trading?
I would say practice self-discipline because that is very important. If you fail in that area, you're going to fail in trading. So please practice self-discipline. Try to stick to the plan and manage your emotions and the risk. Try it for a month, I would say, because we all get emotional. We can't get away, but don't let your emotion control you. You must rather be in control of your emotions. And I would suggest try for a month um, to see how it goes, and you will see you will get positive results. And once you get the positive results, remind yourself how much profit you made when you were disciplined. Because by doing discipline and remind yourself, it will help you to stay disciplined. Because you will realize, what, when I was disciplined, I made profit in that, and keep reminding yourself of that will then help you not to lack that discipline and to stay in line. We all get emotional at times, but don't let it control you, please. Your decision it will impact your decision in a negative way, and you don't want that to impact you, because I'm talking about experience. When I let emotions take control of myself, I lost. When I let self-discipline, I lost.
Okay, now
And
how
I
does
made a promise to myself to be disciplined, to practice it and see out. And when I saw that positive result, I told myself I'm going to remind myself constantly so that I can stay disciplined.
That's so good. And what does discipline look like for you? Like when you are in a
Discipline,
trade, or what you're are you talking about risk management, or are you talking about when you're in a trade?
I'm talking about both risk management and the process of that specific trade. So,
Hmm.
for instance, you must already work out how much you will be able to lose. You remember that 1 to 2% that we have to lose. So, you must already, even before Maralene send her, her idea, you must already work out how much is my capital, how much am I willing to lose according to the 1 or 2%. So then you must already make your calculations. That is very important. How much am I going to risk and how many positions will I enter? Because that will then determine your total, because you have to work out your total loss, not a loss on one position, your total loss on all the positions that you will enter and based on the risk. And also, if there's a TP, you must be able, because remember, we have a TP1 and we have a TP2. You must also set yourself, that is my minimum profit that I will make, and that is my maximum that I will make. And for me, I always work my risk out on my minimum. The TP1, that is where I will say, okay, that is my profit that I will make. If we get to that TP1, that is my profit. So you can't make your risk too high, or shall I say your stop loss too much, that it doesn't even cover to get to that TP1. So it's very important that you must look at that. Always work your losses out based on your minimum profit, that, or your expected minimum profit
So what
that
is,
you will be
can
able
we
to make.
ask, what is, like, give us an example for yourself. Like, what is your minimum risk that you say to yourself, this is my maximum, actually a maximum loss. That's what I'm hearing. A maximum loss. This is the most I will lose in this day, and then I will be done. What is that number for you?
I would say, because at the beginning you say most now 1 to 2%, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is for a single trade, 1 to 2%. Should I re-enter? So you must already take that into consideration. Should I re-enter again? That will be another 1 to 2%. So by the end of the day, your maximum, if your first trade was just 1%, if you're going to re-enter, then you must know it's going to be 2%. If your risk was 2% with the first entry, then you must know you're going to lose another 2% with the second entry. So you must determine, am I willing to lose another 2%, or am I rather going to stick to 1% that I only lose a 3%? Because if you go in another 2%, then by the end of the day, you're going to lose 4% of your capital. So that is also the things that we need to consider, and work that out based on how many positions you enter and what is the risk. What is the total? Will it only be 1%? Will it be 2%? If I'm going to re-enter, is it going to be just another 1%? Or am I going to go again with another 2%? Because then that will give me a total of 4%. So
Oh,
that is also what we need to consider. So
okay.
for me, I'm
That's
willing to
cool.
lose a 4%. So I will lose. That's why in the other way, people said, I
You
will go 1
comfortable.
to 2%. Yeah, that they
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable. I said 2 to 5%. The reason why I said 2 to 5% is, and that is what most traders don't think of, the re-entry. They just think about the single when they enter the single one. But if you're gonna re-enter, then it means it's a second entry. So if you're gonna lose another 2%, then it's 4%
In
that you're
total, yeah.
losing, and not that 2%. Now, a lot of traders, they work out to say, okay, I'm willing to lose 1 to 2%, right?
It's fixed.
And then they re-enter, then it's another, then by the end of the day, it's 4%. So were
That
you
you've given up, yeah.
comfortable with losing that 4%? So that is what you also need to look at.
To
And
look
that is
at.
what I say. I will be willing to lose 2 to 5% because I know, should I re-enter,
Now,
that is what I will do.
what is your normal percentage that you make per trade if the trade is a win? If you say in your
If
risk between 2 to 4%,
my that I make, my
your
like
return.
for instance, Yeah, my return is, for instance, I'm always comfortable to lose, if I can put it like that. I'm also always comfortable to have a risk of 5 pips, maybe, 50 pips
So,
to
yeah,
make
in
the risk
50.
2% at a single.
Mm.
But by the end of the day, when I make money, I want to make at least 1,550 pips, but should it not go get there? My minimum that
Is
I want
100.
to make at least is 100 pips. I
Okay.
don't want to make less than 100 pips. So
So you're
everything
basically
is
still doing a 1:2 risk to reward, because if you're risking 5 to make 100, that is 1:2. So,
yes,
okay. I get you. Thank
yes.
you. So, say with us, what does your daily routine look like when you take, when you come to the market in the morning? What is the daily routine for you? How do you prepare yourself?
Okay, I trade in the morning with a group. I obviously trade with a group. First, I do my own analysis in the morning before we start and before Maralia share her idea. I will log on already. I will first do my own analysis because that will help me to determine my risk and total positions I will enter, as every day will not be the same. Because you can see on the market, once you learn how to analyze, you will see if the market the market look good today, but now it looks a bit tricky. Sometimes it looks good and it can also be tricky. But many times, if you look at it, you can see, oh, I don't see a real structure in this market for the whole morning. So I will determine then my risk based on that. I will enter I won't enter every day with the same risk.
Mm.
Determine the trend for the day. So I will like determine the trend to see, okay, is it in a sell, or is it in a buy? So I will look at it. Sometimes reading the structure is easy, and some days it looks a bit choppy
Mm.
um, with no clear structure. I do not trade in the afternoon as well. I do trade in the afternoon, if I can put it that, but not every day. I will only trade in the afternoon without Maralia if I see there is clear structure and that I can enter. So I'm also very careful how I trade.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
but
can hear she's an independent trader. So she learned from me, but she also take trades on her own. And let's talk about those big days that you had in the market, because you to be quite frank, you were one of the traders that actually could grow a significant amount, like from as little as 5,000. You started once with 5,000, and your days were not that big, right? How did you cope with the small days, the small profits? Because not everyone can start with bigger capital, right? So what was your goals with that 5,000 when you started with those account size trading?
for me, at the beginning, it was all about growing my capital. And I didn't focus really on how much I make for that day and, think big. Because that is also one of the things I think when I started with you, Maralia,
You calling
and
me
also,
Maralia, and everyone's
yeah,
gonna ask, it's Maralee.
Maralie, I'm thinking in Afrikaans. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Maralie. Yes, because remember when I started, I was always scared to trade because the people make it look so good and they're standing there with their millions in the cars and this perfect thing that, and then you also hear about people how they were robbed and things like that, and how they lose their capital and lose their money. So I was very skeptical. You can ask Maralie. Um, how to trade. So for me, it wasn't about making big bucks. For me, the beginning, it was about myself. I'm learning as much as I can from the market, understanding it, and then grow my capital. So for the beginning, it was just about growing my capital, growing my capital. So for
Mm.
me, if I made a 700 Rand a day, thank you. If I made a 200 Rand a day, thank you, as long as I see my capital grow. And as my capital grow, I increase my risk. Um, and I grew, Maralia, I said Maralie, okay,
I'm so
I
sorry. I had
said,
to correct.
yeah, I said with her how my capital grew. I grew from little to a lot.
She won't say a lot.
Um,
She won't say.
yeah,
Say what was your biggest month? Your biggest month.
uh, okay. I will tell you guys, there was a biggest month where I made 150K.
I'm telling you,
for the month. That is how I
insane.
grew.
Yes.
Um, so
And
yeah,
and your
and
days you had, once you had a 17,000, 18,000 day. There was a day.
yes,
Mm,
yeah. Even there was even a day where I had a 30K a day for overnight trade that I left. So yeah, so you can do that if the market is right. The market will give you opportunities like that. But don't try to get it at the beginning. First, learn as much as you grow your capital, because the more capital you have, the higher you can put your risk. You can't risk high with little. I must say now, my account, I don't have a small account, but my risk is very low. Why? Because I can see the market is choppy. So
mm.
I'm not going to make, because I have money and now I can,
Go
trade
reckless.
with a higher risk, and I
Yeah.
see the market is choppy. The market will take your money if it can. So please, that is one of the things that I've learned. Doesn't matter how big your account is, you still need to be very careful.
Yes, Karen, I'm so sorry, guys. I will have to cut this live. It's such a good conversation. We're gonna definitely will have to bring you on for part two because I have to go fetch my wife at work. So oh, unfortunately, I can't stay longer on the live. We will definitely have a part two to discuss. There was so much more I wanted to ask you and to share your journey. But I wanted to mention, like you mentioned the big days. I have screenshots when you started. You had 1,000 rand day and you were happy. Remember that was your target
Yes,
at first. You said to me, Marilee, if I can make 1,000 rand in a day, I will be good. I remember those days because I took screenshots
yes,
of all of those screenshots. And now you are at this stage, and it is really amazing. I will definitely bring you on again for part two because we would like to chat more because I can see in the chats, and maybe you can't see the chats, and it's really inspiring. Traders are taking note. There's even questions coming, and also you, by sharing what you are doing, traders are also thinking of their own journey, and in that way it helps them also to get to that place of consistency. And like you mentioned something earlier to me also, that don't compare yourself to other traders. Maybe that could be your last part. Just give us your last advice maybe about your trading journey, and to traders out there, what would your last words be?
yes. Okay. For me, what is important, because that is when I started, I always tell myself, I'm not going to compare myself with Marilee or with any other traders, because we are all different. We don't have the same budgets. We don't have. So please, that is the first thing. Do not compare yourself with other traders. Use their successes and their failures to make you a better trader. Take your time to learn and adapt to the market. What's the news and the economic trends? That will give you an idea of what the market will look like, because it's very important. You can't trade and not watch the news and see what is happening in the economic and in the world, especially when it comes to the economic. Risk management is the biggest plan that will help you to stay profitable. You must have a daily loss target. If your daily minimum target is 2K profit, you can't lose a 2K. You can't really, you can't have that. So it's very important. Like, for instance, this is just an example. If you make a 2K profit for a week, for a day, if you have 3 wins in the week, it will be 6K. So
Come
that's
on,
6K.
and
So
that's
if
your
you,
mindset, right?
yes, that's the mindset. And if you lose another 1 or 2K, at least the profit that you will have left is then a 4K. So you will still have a profit for the week. So that is all the things that you need to look at. You have to do your calculations. You have to stick to that. Do not have high expectations, as that will make you despondent. Stick to your plan and you will see your profits. Don't have high, because if you have high expectations and you don't achieve that, you're going to feel so despondent. So if you make a 7K, be happy. If you make a 700 Rand for that day, be happy. It's a win. It's not a loss. If you make 1,000, be happy. It's not a loss. As long as you're not losing you are a winner. So accept that, and you will see, you will feel good about yourself, and you will feel good for that day. Don't always just look at that. I want to make a 5K, I want to make a 10K a day. Don't look at it. Except there is even days now where the market is so choppy and it goes back. I grab my 1,000 and I'm happy. Thank you. I've got 1,000. I didn't lose, and whoop, there it goes back.
Yeah.
Back
Okay.
down. So be happy with that.
Okay,
Thank
Karen,
you.
I really want to stay longer, but I definitely have to go. Thank you so much for sharing that. We will definitely bring you on again. Yeah, we will definitely talk about this again, and all the best. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for those who are on the live. I will have to close the live now. We're running out of time, but thank you so much. We will definitely chat, all the members. We will chat again on, and before Monday, the new week. We will start in a week fresh, and we will get into this week. You're giving us that feel now, Karen, to just have a positive outlook for next week, and we're all gonna reach our goals together, hopefully.
Yes.
All
Thank
good.
you, everybody.
Good evening.
Bye.
Bye.